Hey, how we doing tonight? Have we had a good day? Did we get over to see the art? Yes, we did. Is that dang good art or what? You bet. Some great artists from around here, folks. Let me tell you what. Good stuff, you bet. Well, you look like you're a friendly audience. So how about just a friendly little wager here before we start? Friendly wager means that no money is exchanged, okay? I'll bet you that you can name any state in the Union, and I can tell you the license plate model. Yeah. Any state, all you got to do is just yell it out. Go ahead. What? Arizona, you have to be 65 to live here. That's the law. Nebraska, the best thing to come out of our state is I-80. Hawaii, hey, do you suppose we could smoke that grass skirt? Michigan. Yeah. If hubcaps were footballs, the Lions would win the Super Bowl. Colorado, save the fuzzy little animals, but don't touch my fur coat. Wyoming, duck Dick Cheney's shooting. Oklahoma, where the cheerleaders chew tobacco. Alabama, an abandoned car in every front yard. Pennsylvania, hey, black lung ain't all that bad. California, are those real? We are equal opportunity offenders up here. Texas, the truth enhancement state. West Virginia, 10 million people, only 7 last names. I know, I like that one too. Utah, no thank you, only one wife for me, please. Kentucky, the full set of teeth on every third person. I think we're about done with this. What was that in the back? Washington, it's not mad cow disease. They're just slightly irritated. All right, that's enough of that. Let's go on. I'm going to do a little bit of stuff here, and then we have some really good talent here tonight. So we've got a great show coming at us, ahead of us here. But I'm going to start right off the bat. My profession, I am a farrier by trade. Everybody know what a farrier is? Yeah. He's the guy that takes people across large bodies of water, right? No. No, he's the guy that puts shoes on ferries. Can't slip a thing by you, can I? No, he's the guy that shoes horses. Right, he's a horseshoer. I am a farrier by trade. That's not what I do for a living anymore, but I did that for many years. And for you folks who have horses, or if you have seen horses, had shoes put on them, if you've seen horses shod and been around farriers, not good, yeah. You know Harvey. Harvey's farrier skills are better than fair. He's an equine podiatrist extraordinaire. The best I've found for miles around, and is one that will take extra care to be gentle with our ornery old donks. Patient with our green-broke broncs. Quiet and calm, never raises his palm, and when entering the yard never honks. There's just one bad habit he carries, and I assume that's why he never marries. When under a horse, his tush is the source of conversation and various inquiries. See, he's a pretty good-sized feller, and his abdominal goiter's quite stellar. So whenever he bends, his butt crack extends, and his wranglers drop into the cellar. I swear his permanent vertical smile stretches for at least half of a mile. He squats right there with exposed derriere for an eternity, or at least quite a while, and at that point it's usually best to send the children away with the rest of the older folks and the weaker pokes who can't stomach a farrier half-dressed. See, it showers the bravest man with fright. This awkward and ominous sight, a sweaty crevasse, the crack of his hiney, a black hole that harbors no light. Well, even the horses stare all bug-eyed at this spectacle there by their side. Not sure what to think, they don't even blink. They just gawk at his funny pale hide. His dignity I'm tempted to purloin, with his pants pulled down to his groin. Every time that I casually walk by, I have this urge to put in a coin. Well, no matter what fashion crime he commits, whether his Wranglers or T-shirt fits, he's by far the best. Farrier in the West, and I hope and I pray he never quits. So what if his butt resembles a prune? He'll be back here next Tuesday at noon. And it ain't all that wrong, and like the old song I say, go ahead, shine on, Harvey's Moon. Well, it's been years now, and I can't tell you how many times I've wanted to rewrite the end. I fret and I ponder. Most often I wonder if I'll ever be as good a cowboy as my friend. See, friends come and go, as does every foe, but certain people touch your lives forever. Jim was a horseman. Unlike most men, and a better farrier I've never seen ever. Well, he was old and grizzled, and his blood sizzled if I wasn't paying attention to his advice. He taught me all that he could recall about horses and shoeing at least twice, but I was young and awfully high-strung. I didn't have time to listen to his stories. I had to ride fast and not be the last to tout my own accomplishments and glories. So I did my own thing, never really wondering what was missing in my life back then. And it wasn't till later my ego would crater and I'd become teachable again. My oats I kept sowing, not ever knowing that God had sent Jim to make me a better man. So he took him away one cold spring day, and I was left alone to do the best that I can. Well, I never did think that he'd die on the brink of me becoming the cowboy that I should, but it was too late. I had sealed my own fate, and I'd have to venture alone into manhood. And I knew that I couldn't break down and cry or let others see how deeply I was hurt. I felt ashamed, and myself I blamed for this old cowboy that lay cold in the dirt. See, many times he tried before the day he died to teach me what he had learned from life's travails, but I didn't take time. My life was mine. What could I possibly learn from his stories and tales? Well, now I feel cheated for the way that I treated riding with that old cowboy as a chore. And still I pray that somehow, some way, I could go riding with Jim just once more. And periodically I am given that chance while still living to sit horseback once again with Jim. When I fall into a deep, almost comatose sleep, God allows a brief rendezvous with him. Now, I know it's just a dream, but to me it sure seems just as real as the first day we rode together. We don't ever talk. We just ride and walk, enjoying the Quakies, the sage, and each other. We ride up Fall Creek, where the willows are real thick and the untouched water cascades down. A doe and a fawn bound effortlessly on. We're partnered up and we're miles from town. And then the sun peeks over and it spots this old drover and illuminates his face from under his hat. And his peaceful look, like the cover of a book, shows his contentment for where he is at. See, he is astride Big Joe, and we all know that big old steed was his favorite mount. With his rawhide hack and his slicker on back, we ride as cows and blessings we count. And as the dew burns off, I hear a cow cough, and Jim sets out for the top of a draw. I tag alongside, our horses in stride, and we gather that rogue without a flaw. We ride all day, gathering mavericks and strays. And I know any minute this is going to end. So I'll hold on tight. This couldn't be more right. But the home corral is just around the bend. Now, I don't want to wake, but as a new day breaks, the stock's waiting for me in the morning light. But first I thank God and I give Jim a nod for that wonderful ride we took that night. Now I know it don't sound much like a vision or such, but it helps till the next visit to be had. And I'm proud to say, in a boastful kind of way, that old cowboy was my mentor and my dad. See, I took much for granted, but the seed he planted, and now I cherish each and every ride. My heart is still hurting, but this I am certain, Jim and Big Joe are waiting on the other side. Well, this is a true story, and I told folks earlier this afternoon the difference between a cowboy tale and a fairy tale. And a fairy tale starts out once upon a time, and a cowboy tale starts out, now this is a true story. And this is a true story. After talking with my daughter, my teenage daughter, one evening. Well, being a father, I try not to bother my teenage daughter and her friends, so trying to be cool and not a fatherly fool, I joined their discussion of fashion trends. Now, I'm an old cowboy, and I try not to annoy my daughter or right her many wrongs, but I had to jump in with a half-crooked grin when they started in talking about thongs. Well, see, now this subject I know. See, I was young long ago, and as a young boy used to wear them all the time. While down at the pond, I grew quite fond of the footwear from the Five and Dime. Well, we weren't talking about the same thing, no doubt. They were talking about women's underwear. You know, the kind that ride up the behind? I swear I'd rather go bare. And I wish I had struck dumb and had not succumbed to the temptation of being one of the girls. And it all went south when I opened my mouth and offered my wisdom and worldly pearls. It's been a while, I said with a smile. In fact, I haven't worn them for years. All us boys wore them. It was stylish decorum, I said among mirth-laden tears. Of course, making them fit always hurt a bit as I wedged them into that tight space. I once wore my brother's, or was it my mother's? They might have been trimmed in lace while I continued unchecked. My manhood was wrecked, and I had the girls hanging on every word, all the girls choking, most of them croaking at the terrible things they'd just heard. So I carried on as if nothing was wrong and lamented about how they used to fit. The rashes they made, calluses they laid till they were broke in a little bit. And they were awful hard. Didn't protect or guard the thing they was supposed to protect neither. And I didn't care much for the odor or such. Of course, I didn't wash them very much either. And they had no traction. Not even a fraction, although their comfort can't be knocked. But the thing I hated most, I continued to boast, was the noise they made when I walked. Well, everyone around picked their chins off the ground. Woo, and my daughter explained what I had said. Well, now I'm glad that I didn't explain to them why I want to be buried with them on when I'm dead.